Turn.
Awesome. All right. Sorry, I jumped the ball. I'm excited this morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So before I actually go into my yarn, as I said, I jumped the ball. I wanted to talk a little bit about the process here at our farm, how we get all of these yarns. So we are an alpaca farm. We have 70 alpacas, and right now we have 6 llamas. We are a fiber first farm. So that means we have the animals on our farm for their fiber. We shear them every single year. So we actually just finished shearing about 2 weeks ago. We shear specifically in April so that by the time the summer months come, they don't have too much fiber on them. But by the time the winter months come, they've grown most of it back, so they don't have to spend the winters inside. Alpacas are native to South America, so they are from a different climate that we experience here. They live in the Altiplano at about 16,000 feet. So because of this, they experience a lot of wind. We typically think of South American countries as being warm, but at that elevation, they need their thick, warm coats to help protect them against the wind. They gain 8 to 10 pounds of fiber every single year. So here on our farm, our shearing's at April. The process starts a little bit before shearing, where we take a fiber sample from all of our animals just to see the fiber quality and get an idea of what we're going to do with each fleece that we take off the animal. Alpaca comes in 22 natural colors, ranging in 6 different grades. On our farm, we aim for 30 microns or lower, and we always have a soft spot in our heart for white fiber. That's just because white tends to be the lowest micron count, which means it's the finest. In addition, white can be dyed any color. Here at our farm, my grandma does all of the dyeing. We are a family farm, so it's a passion project for her. She has her big pots in her kitchen and different yarns and products in there all the time. My 2-year-old son loves the giant whisk and he plays around in it. We have on our farm a sorting system that happens as soon as the fiber comes off the animal. So we actually bring in an expert sorter and an expert shearer. They fly in from Alberta. Sorry, my mask is. Whew. So what we do is my grandfather invented our shearing table. We walk the alpacas right up to the shearing table. We hold them down on the shearing table and we shear them. The blanket fleece, so from behind their shoulders and in front of their hips, those fleeces is what we take and we sort it and grade it. The other stuff is kept, but the most precious fiber comes from this blanket spot. From there, we classify it into the different grades. We also classify it into different lengths.
Do you sell raw fiber as well?
Oh, there's been a question. We do sell raw fiber as well. So our raw fiber is classified and bagged. It's sorted. And so it just depends on what you're looking for. We also sell roving too. So the best place to see all of these things is to come to our store, but we do have an online presence on the website as well. It's kensingtonprairie.ca. All right, so once we shear the alpacas, the fiber is taken to the sorter classifies it, and from there we wait generally 2 to 3 years until we have 500 pounds. Once we have 500 pounds of raw fiber, we ship it away and we ship it to be made into all the wonderful yarns that you see behind me. Before we go any further, I thought that I would just start by showing our signature yarn. So this is the first yarn that we ever had at the farm that my grandmother ever blended for our brand. So this one right here is our Kensington double knitting blend. It's our signature yarn. It's 85% alpaca and 15% bleached tussa silk. This is a really luxurious, soft yarn. As I'm feeling it, I'm just wanting to snuggle up against it. Because it was one of our first blends, Most of the products here on our farm in our signature line are handmade in Canada from this blend. So I have an example for you. Yeah. Here at our farm, we have lots of yarn and lots of fiber, but we don't only sell yarn and fiber. We also sell handmade products that are locally made in Canada. And we also have an import business for alpaca products. Thank you. So this is actually my favorite product in the entire store. This is our signature alpaca blanket. So it's quite long. It's 8 feet by 6 feet. And we have 7 different woven patterns. So this alpaca is this blanket is hand woven from the alpaca on our farm locally in Canada. It's 85% alpaca and 15% Tessa silk. One question that we get often is if it pills. So I have 2 of these blankets at home, and my son has one in his crib as well. It does pill. It's a softer fiber and a natural fiber. So I don't ever want anybody to buy something from us and not totally know what they're getting. What I say is to have it and love it until you can't stand the pilling anymore. And then what I do is I sit down and I just hand pull it out. All you have to do is once or twice, and the blanket honestly is beautiful and is like an heirloom piece for your family that you'll love for a long time. So before I go on, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about Micron Count and what that might mean, because if you're shopping for our yarn, then on the back of our tags, there's a couple keywords that relate to Micron Count that can tell you the fineness and basically what you're working with or what you might hope to make with it. So as I said, we're classifying into a grading system of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grade 1 means that the product is less than 20 microns. So a good comparison is the average human hair. The average human hair is 99 microns, and grade 1 alpaca fiber is under 20. So it's quite a bit finer than anything on our human bodies. This product, the keywords that you would be looking for grade 1 is royal baby or ultra fine. Of course, the alpaca that is the most sought after is baby alpaca. A baby alpaca is called a cria. On our farm, we generally have 4 to 6 cria every single year, so that's not too many. But the best fiber that an alpaca is going to have in their lives is from the first year of their lives. So generally, most alpacas in their first year are grade 1 or grade 2. Here on our farm, like I said, we only have 6. So that baby alpaca content in our yarn is something that's pretty special to me. And I'll show you some more options as we go forward. The next grade, grade 2, is about 20 to 22 microns. So as we go on, each grade only jumps by about 3 to 3.5 microns. So this one is where the baby classification comes in, as well as super fine. The next is grade 3. As I said, it's just about 3 microns different, so 23 to 26 or 25.9. And this is where you're looking for your fine on the back. Sorry, this mask is just not liking my face today. And then we go to grade 4, which is 26 to 28.9. Anything more than grade 4 here at our farm, we do not process into yarn. Instead, we have it made into various other things. Oh, that was a fib a bit. We do have it processed into yarn. It's a different type of yarn, more of a rug yarn. We don't have it processed into yarn that to be worn against the skin. Yeah, so one last thing of all this information, filling your guys' brains with alpaca facts before we get into showing a few more stitches and yarns and other various products that we offer in our farm. There's 2 lengths of fiber for alpaca fiber, and based on these lengths of how long it grows within the year's growth, we are able to decide what processing method and which mill to send it to. So a short fiber is 1.5 to 3.75 inches. With that, we're able to make that fiber into a worsted processing. The longer fiber, 3.75 to 6 inches of growth, from that we're able to process it more into the woolen method. So there's lots of different things that go on in the background before we decide what product gets made into yarn and before we decide which yarn are going to be made. But without further ado, I am going to show you guys some things. All right, so to start, I'll start with this. This is a bag of fleece. It's been sorted and graded from shearing. As you can see, if we just pull out a bunch, it is quite lovely. It's quite luxurious and soft. This alpaca is grade 3. It's classified as long because it's about 4.5 inches. So from this product, one of our most popular and we're not famous, one of our most popular yarns that we do sell is our bulky Loafy blend. This is a really wonderful product to work with if you are comfortable working with a bigger knitting needle. So this guy here, it's only 2-ply. It's 70% alpaca and 30% merino. Once again, it's a little bit of blend to add that memory and strength to your product. This one is 750 yards per pound, so 180 meters per 100 grams. Oop. Sorry, I just see a question here that you don't see fiber on our shop page. That's because for our shop page online, we don't actually sell the raw product. In order to sell the raw product, we have to sell it from our store, from our farm store. So you can always email us and we'll email you back, call you on the phone, send you some pictures. But that's also the best way. Each one of our animals has a name, so you get to know what name of the animal of the fleece you're buying. And in the past, we've had people name their garments after the names of the alpacas. So it is a bit more of a personable experience, but we are still just on the family farm side. So our fleece we're getting there to having it all up and able to purchase that way. But the best way at the moment is to contact us. We have lots of different colors and varieties. The merino is superwash. Sorry, there was just another question that I had. The merino that is used in this one, the 30% merino, is superwash. Okay, we have this color. Most of our yarns on the wall, actually exclusively all of the yarns on our wall that we have is natural color. So it's undyed, except the ones, of course, that are dyed. But first step that they come to our farm, it's undyed and natural color. So this Loafy comes in 2 colors. We have the cream and the fawn. But one thing that we always have as an option is custom dyeing. So my grandma, as I was saying earlier, her passion project is dyeing. We have lots of people come in with various color ideas or aspirations, and she will custom dye for you. She doesn't always get it on the first try, but luckily for us, like this one wasn't a first try shot, but it's still beautiful and it always sells. So if you guys have any ideas or dreams or hopes for fiber colors, my grandma can most of the time facilitate it. She is quite a wonderful woman and a lot more organized than I am in that respect. She has her books, and I can give you a couple quick ideas of her samples from previous color dye lots that she's done. So she has lots of colors for you to choose from if you're looking for ideas or inspiration. But she also is able to copy colors pretty well. She probably would be jabbing me in the side for saying that because it gives her a little bit of stress, but she didn't show up today. So I'm gonna let you all know that if you have a color that you would like her to dye, that is an option we have. We're just gonna take a quick break from talking about all of our yarn, and I'm gonna have one of our other projects that my grandma created. She actually designed this project that Faith is gonna come show you guys. You can buy it on our website. It's a poncho that can be worn in over 10 different ways. Each way can be seen also on the website, but this color is one of her newest dye jobs. And I'll let Faith, she's gonna give a little bit of a comedic break and give you guys some more alpaca facts.
Hi everyone, I'm Faith. I'm going to be giving you some cool little cria facts. So cria is a baby alpaca. Dee was talking a little bit about that earlier. So crias are born after an 11.5-month gestation period. So the moms are pregnant for 11.5 months. It's not uncommon for them to even go up to over even 12 months pregnant, which is absolutely crazy. Typically, the female alpacas only have one baby, and the babies nurse with their moms for about 7-8 months approximately. So our babies on the farm are always born in the summertime because we breed in the summertime. So they're pregnant for almost a year, and our babies are born in the summer. This year, we're hoping for about 7 babies. Hopefully if everything goes well, and they should be born probably about late July or early August about. Okay, so Dee just told me to tell you a little bit more about the different types of alpacas. So there's 2 types of alpacas, Wakaya alpacas and Surrey alpacas. So Dee was mostly showing you Wakaya alpaca fiber earlier, which kind of looks fluffier like this, as you can see. Do you want to get Frank's this for me? Whereas this is Surrey alpaca fiber. So I think we have about 5 Surrey alpacas on our farm. So we're mainly a Wakaya alpaca farm. But Surrey alpaca, this is a great example right here. As you can see, it kind of hangs down. It's very kind of wavy instead of crimpy like Wakaya is. And it's very, very silky. Whereas Wakaya, when you feel it, it feels much more kind of fluffy. Oh, bye everyone. He's gonna take over again.
Hi guys. So that was Faith. Faith started here as a volunteer, and now she's here even on her days off, helping us out. One of the wonderful parts of our family farm. So I'm gonna show you guys the next yarn that we have. It's some cord rug yarn. So this yarn, my grandma got it made specifically for herself. And it was in the back. I was told I was never allowed to inventory it because she had all of these really wonderful ideas. But as our store has evolved, we've changed locations, and our storage room has changed locations about 5 times. So I picked up these boxes and moved them unopened. And I just decided that we're gonna start selling this cord rug yarn. It's quite beautiful. I had a local weaver named Judy Pierce weave me up one for my kitchen, actually, and my son loves it, but it's quite thick, as you guys can see, and it's actually cord. So it's 60% alpaca and 40% wool, and it really knits up beautifully, weaves up beautifully for our custom rugs. I'm gonna show you guys an example of one of the ones made from this. Here we go. So this rug is really quite beautiful. It's made with 2 of our colors of cord rug yarn. As it's a natural fiber, alpaca and wool, this little piece, if taken care of properly, is also an heirloom piece for your family. It doesn't felt unless it's shown a lot of moisture and water, but it is quite cozy and comfy. And with it, other than the added benefit of the non-slip that an underlay gives, you don't actually need that for the comfort of walking and ease. So this is one of our products. It's not yet on the website. It is on our Etsy page. We have just started selling yarn on Etsy. And it's one of my favorites. Another one that I'm saying, because my grandma's not here to tell me not to. As we move on in the rug domain, we have a couple different rug yarns as well. Like I was saying, we use grades 1 to 4 in yarns that are aspired or blended to be on our skin. Grade 5 and 6, still usable, beautiful, durable, but maybe more practical for yarn for rugs. One of the best things about our yarn is all of the animals on our farm have names, and all of the animals on our farm have certain personalities and characteristics that come along with the yarn. So we had one alpaca named Lucy. She was the oldest alpaca ever on our farm. Lucy passed away at 27, but Lucy is the only natural gray alpaca that we ever had. So as we go over to products such as this product is 100% made from Lucy, and there's no more. So all this gray, this natural undyed gray that we have is the only gray that's gonna last. Bittersweet aspects of having a fiber animal farm. Okay, here's another garment. I'm gonna get Faith to show you guys some of the stuff that is made from alpaca, and I'll be right back to show you some more yarn.
This scarf is so nice, guys. Look how flowy it is. Look at the colors. And then there's this vest that I'm wearing as well. I'll show you. It's like, this is my t-shirt and this is it on top of it.
Take them on a tour.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you on a quick tour of the store so you guys can see a little bit of what it looks like. So just make sure I don't trip everywhere. So this is the front. As you can see, there's our door. So as we're walking, we have some of our scarves displayed out front, as well as some of our alpaca figurines. As you can see, these are a huge hit in our store. Then we also have our scarf wall. So here you can see our many different types of scarves, all these new colors for the springtime and the summertime for everybody. Here we have a couple of our very loved coats. This is a Surrey coat, actually, this brown one right here. So if you kind of come in closer, you'll notice that it gives almost a wavy kind of look. And that is because it's made out of Surrey fiber, whereas this coat is made out of Alpaca fiber. So you can see, if you can, it's not as kind of wavy looking. Then we make our way over here. This is our guy stuff. So we don't have very much stuff for males, but that is what we have. These are actually signature to our farm, these sweaters right here, and they are absolutely amazing. Then we have some of our shawls over here. There you go. Huge hit, as well as our stuffies. Every person that comes in here is always drawn to these adorable little stuffies. So this is a Surrey alpaca stuffy. Look at him, so cute. You just want to cuddle them. And this is a Wakaya alpaca stuffy right here. Hi. Okay, so we're gonna head back to the yarn wall. And Dee is gonna take over again.
All right, thanks guys. Had to switch it up so it's not just my face. Also, my jaw hurts from talking so much. As I've been describing all of our yarn on the back wall here from our farm, most recently, we also started importing yarn from alpaca yarn from Peru. So one of our most popular yarns, and in British Columbia, we have the exclusive rights to sell, is our Indicita. So when I was saying a little bit earlier that we only get 6 cria, so 6 baby alpaca every year, yet baby alpaca is the most sought after alpaca yarn. We kind of hit the jackpot with this connection that we made with this company by being the exclusive distributor. But this is our Indicita wall. So Indicita is 100% baby alpaca, and it comes in all of these really wonderful colors. All right, so I'll grab this one for an example. This is one of our newest additions. It's purple. So it is 100% baby alpaca, as I was saying, meaning that it's under 20 microns. This guy is 1,260 yards per pound. So in this ball right here, there is 122 meters. It is considered a lightweight. And let me see if I can find one of my favorite ones of these. I don't know if you can see the detail, but we have a couple options that are variegated. So this one's variegated pink and mauve. So it's not just one color, but it really adds lovely accents to your knitting project. So there we have our Indicita. As we move over to some other imported yarns, we have our Takama. So our Takama yarn is a blend of alpaca and Pima cotton. This is something that was asked for from our farm for a really long time. So I was excited when we were able to make this connection. Once again, it's imported from Peru, but it is 35% superfine alpaca, so grade 2 alpaca, and 65% organic Pima cotton. We also have larger quantities in cones. This has been one of our most popular. It's really, the feedback on this product has been that it's really nice and easy to knit with. It is a DK weight. And this one here comes, each skein is about 200 meters long. It's a worsted blend and it's 4-ply. We have a lot of specialty yarns that we just started bringing in as well, such as the Laha. It is an interesting cord yarn with a fluffy after finish that really makes our garments beautiful to wear. We have one of our garments made and designed on our farm with this Laha yarn from a different provider in Peru. So this garment is knitted up for us with our design and our label and shipped to us in Canada. So it's Peruvian yarn, but with my grandma's design. And Faith is going to model this one for you right now. So this is called the ladies' vest. It's really versatile. Oops, sorry. It's really versatile and comes in 2 different sizes. One's a small medium, which Faith is wearing, and the other size is a large, extra large. It does fit a little bit big and roomy, so it's a versatile and diverse piece. I'll bring you guys over here just to show the beautiful colors it comes in. We have it in the cream, the oatmeal, and the silver. So this is a really lovely lightweight spring summer addition to any closet. And with it, you are fair trade supporting the Peruvian people. As we're talking about fair trade, there's one more yarn that I want to talk about. It's on our yarn wall from the yarn that our alpacas make, but this one is a special yarn. This yarn is a yarn for Peru. It's Aliama, which is a charity in Peru. And by purchasing this yarn, you're able to empower women in the highlands. The women who make this yarn raise the animals themselves, shear the animals themselves, spin the yarn themselves, and then find sourcing for their yarn to be sold elsewhere. So it is one of our passion projects here on the farm to support Peru. We are so in love with the Peruvian people, with their culture, with the practice. Obviously, we are very appreciative with their knowledge of alpacas that has been shared throughout history with us to be able to do what we love here. So we are always looking for charities and different women's groups to support in Peru. This one is one of our newest yarns. And if you've never been to a country like Peru and seen how much love the owners have for their animals and how much care and attention goes into a project such as creating a yarn like this for sale in Canada. You really learn to appreciate. And hopefully this is going to go on the website this week. So hopefully the sales from that are as exciting as I am excited, if that makes sense. Moving on a little bit over here, I just wanted to go one of our small projects, which just went on sale, 30% off. This is 70% alpaca, 30% merino roving that has been dyed by my grandma. So we have sangria, which is a dark purple. Each one of these bags is about 100 grams. We have caramel, which is, caramel. And we have a tangerine, which is a really bright orange. So these are really fun options if you're looking to self-blend or even looking for a fun needle felting project. We do have these options and they are most recently on sale. As I'm just going to bring you guys over to our yarn or our scarf wall. So here, all of these scarves are machine made, but with a love of fiber, I just wanted to show you the wonderful colors and patterns that we have available. Each one of these scarves is 100% baby alpaca on this wall. So you can definitely feel the luxury and see the difference. We were talking a little bit earlier about Surrey alpacas, and on our farm, the Surrey alpacas. Faith showed you guys this product a little bit, but just to go into the sheen and the difference. Here on our farm, up until recently, we didn't have very many Surrey alpacas because of the different temperament. However, the quality of product is just unmatched. So if you are able to visit our farm, then you're able to come and see not only our farm store, but the animals where the product comes from. I'll just give you guys a quick view outside the window. So we have some people visiting right now on a tour, but you can walk around and see the alpacas. They kind of look naked right now because they have had their annual shear, but it's a wonderful, wonderful way to see how products are made and the transition from fiber to fashion. This is one of the projects that can be seen throughout our farm. These are called Apiaras, which in Spanish means patchwork. These beautiful patchwork pieces are handmade by the women's co-ops that we support in Peru. We have lots of different ones. This is one of our biggest options. And I don't know if you can see the detail, but each one of these sunflowers, each stitch is really quite beautifully done. I think that these are one of my favorite things in the store that we support from the women's co-ops. Before we run back over to the yarn, I just think that one of my favorite parts about our store is that we do support over 7 different local vendors, including one who is part of the Fibre love affair. So Bustani here, their bags, I just want to give a shout out to that wonderful company. Lois, who owns Bustani, she does a really lovely job in supporting her community and sourcing these wonderful bags. We're really, really happy to be able to support Lois and her family, her company, and her village back in Kenya. I had to come out onto this patio just because it's probably my favorite area in the farm. We have all of our sale product, so we're constantly getting new product and we're constantly putting things on sale, but you can come in here and view the animals while you're shopping and stay away from the rain because we live in Vancouver. All right. We have soy candles made by GP Soy, which is a lovely local company. And we also have these pieces, which is really something that I love to showcase and sell. Each one of these metal pieces of art are made with reclaimed metal from the landfill. So by buying these cool, funky little guys, you're actually helping clean up waste from the landfill, which is a really good thing to do. We also have these beautiful charcuterie boards made by Cheeky Cow Rustics. Cheeky Cow is a female-owned small business. She does this just on the side for fun, and I just think that she does really lovely work. So I just wanted to take a quick moment to go through and showcase some of the other vendors that we do show in our store before we go into some examples of yarn from our farm that is dyed. So we have the Indicita, which is the 100% baby alpaca, which is imported. But then we have my grandma's love, her hand-dyed skeins. So currently we are dyeing our signature yarn. I see that there's a question if the store is open to the public. We are open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at the moment, or by appointment during the weekdays. And there's another question, what our Etsy shop name is, and it's just Kensington Prairie Farm or KP Farm. So with the Indicita, you wouldn't need to knit with another fiber strand for strength, but you would just need to accommodate what you're knitting with that to understand the strength that Indicita as 100% baby alpaca can hold. Sorry, I missed your questions when I was going on our little tour. So I've seen made with the Indicita really wonderful scarves, really wonderful toques. The only thing that you would want to do is remember that with 100% baby alpaca and that softness, you don't have your memory that you would want. So if you're going to make a toque, you might want to make it more of a slouchy toque because it might give that bagging naturally without that additional memory. People still love, love, love the Indicita. It's one of our most popular yarns, if not most recently our most popular yarn. But you just, as with all of our yarns, you really have to think about the content before you're creating it. All of our sock yarns, for example, are a blend of bamboo because bamboo is a natural fiber, but it also gives that strength that is unparalleled. So by combining it with alpaca, you don't lose any of the softness from the alpaca, but you get all of that strength. So the last thing you want to do is buy a skein of yarn for $30 or $22 and make a pair of socks for yourself that don't stay up or that lose their shape or give out in the heel right away because of the softness. So that's what we're trying to consider when we always recommend blending it. It's such a beautiful and luxurious fiber, but you really have to know how to use it. Okay, so we've been doing a lot of talking about my grandma, and in that nature, we'll show her favorite yarn. This yarn here is our bulky blend. It is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a thick, thin quality to it. So it's more of a thick, bulky blend, but then it has a thinner ply, a smaller ply woven throughout. We have this in a lot of different colors, and it's really beautiful, luxurious, and soft. 10% merino and 10% silk. So the merino in this case does add that strength that we were talking about, but the silk just with the alpaca is probably, other than the linen, I just have a die-hard love for linen, but the silk alpaca blend is definitely one of my favorites. All right, now we're gonna take a quick product break and Faith is gonna show you guys some of our standing alpacas made from the fleece of alpaca fiber. They really are to die for.
Look how cute these little guys are. So this is the 12-inch one right here. They're a lot bigger, so you can see against my body. Whereas these guys are a lot smaller. So we have a more creamy kind of beige color one here, a brown one, and they come in so many different colors and color combos as well. So one second, I'll grab a couple more. So we have this beautiful fawn 12-inch one right here, and this beautiful black one as well. Look at those colors. Look how like luxurious that is. So beautiful. We also have kind of a chocolate brown color as well, right here. Look how cute this little guy is. So this is another 9-inch one. So cute. And he's gonna come back.
Okay, so I just thought I would slowly go through the yarn wall with everybody so that you can get a couple ideas of what we have available. So here we have the thick, thin, bulky blend. Moving on, we have our sport blend and our DK blend. So our sport blend is 85% alpaca and 15% tussa silk. That's this beautiful blend here. This is from grade 1-2 alpaca. So the finest of the fine. It really is a beautiful, beautiful yarn. It's 2-ply, and each skein has about 200 meters in it. As we go onwards, just move my, so here we have our signature yarn. We have large quantities available in the cones, and then we have skeined off 100 grams as well. Over here, we have our tuna yarn. This is actually an imported yarn, so it's not dyed by my grandma, but we have it up here on this wall because it's going on sale for Mother's Day. Don't tell my grandma I told you guys that. Okay, this is our giveaway yarn. These ones, one that I really, really love. I started to talk about these because the colors are so fun, I think, especially for spring. They're all hand dyed in Peru. This is once again the 40% linen blend. This one is ochre, blue, and olive green. So I love when the blue and the green transition. It's almost like a brown, natural brown color. That one's beautiful. And then we have this is one of the other color options. So it's pretty close to the option that we were offering. Of course, whoever wins is more than welcome to choose or switch their colors if there's a color that you prefer. This one is chartreuse, plum, and teal. We have our giveaway, which is eggplant, rust, and teal. And then this one, which is the charcoal, silver, and gray, which is really just a beautiful highlight of all of those wonderful natural colors. Okay. And here I'll showcase some of my grandma's custom dye jobs. Each time she custom dyes, she puts a little dot on it in case you do want to replicate that. This is Royal Violet. She's able to with a depth percentage on there. And here we go. This is the thick, thin yarn as well, available in fawn and white with white. So when we were talking a little bit earlier, we showcased some of our rug yarn. Judy Pierce, once again, one of our beautiful weavers, local weavers, has been doing custom jobs for us. Here's a custom job that she did. If you can open it up all the way, Faith. So it's not quite as thick as the cord rug yarn, but a really beautiful custom rug for an entranceway. So if you have any ideas for rugs, if you have any ideas for rugs or anything of the sort, the completed ones are available on our website, but Judy Pierce loves doing custom jobs. All right. We have only available in store honey, which is produced by the blueberry blossoms from our neighboring farms. And then we have jams and preserves that are made in our greenhouse and on-farm gardens and finished the preparation by my grandmother. Alrighty, so that's all that I have to share with you guys, other than one last drive-by of all of our roving. We have different types of roving, including 85% baby alpaca with 15%. We have 100% baby alpaca, 85% alpaca, 15% merino. And we also have this hand-dyed blue, which is 15% bleached Tessa silk. Okay, is there any other questions? All right, well, just a reminder that we're open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Our website is www.kensingtonprairie.ca. If you ever want to come out, not on the weekend, you can call ahead or email, and we can make an appointment. And if you're not looking for yarn or fiber and you're just looking for an alpaca adventure, we also offer alpaca walks and tours on our farm during the weekends. Thank you, Melanie, for such a great review. I really loved doing this. Sorry, I was a bit nervous, and I do have a tendency to talk really quick, but my grandma was supposed to be here and she's not, so I think she just has to take it. She's probably watching. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Marianne. Oh, right, so I said the bingo word, but our bingo word is family. Oh, sure. We can go about the history of our farm. So my grandparents started the farm 22 years ago, actually in Cloverdale area of the Kensington Prairie County, which is why we're called Kensington Prairie Farm. We started with 10 alpacas. My grandparents were pretty lucky to inherit 10 alpacas from a responsible retiring herd owner. And from there, their love of alpacas and fiber just flourished and flourished. Soon our 10 alpacas became 20 alpacas, and our little homestead farm was not big enough, which is why we transitioned here. We're actually in the Otter, just off the Otter Trail in Aldergrove now, so 248th and 16th. We kept our name, although when we first moved here, we were Kensington Prairie Farm at Otter Trail. That was a bit of a mouthful. So now we're just Kensington Prairie Farm. We slowly grew and grew and grew. Our store used to be in our garage beside the house. And then too many times my grandpa was walked in on Sunday morning in his boxers, drinking his coffee. So we had to move that a little bit more away from the house. And so we started this storefront probably 12 years ago up here. Somebody told us that our idea wasn't big enough, and we laughed at them, thinking it was such a big transition. But in only 12 short years, we've made 4 additions to our store. So we now have the patio area, which I showed you guys is our most recent addition, but the area where I'll finish off showing you our blankets was recently added. And we have so much stock that we had to add a little deck patio area for overstock. So it is something that we love doing, but we are always growing here on the farm. One thing that we've started doing, which is a benefit of our tours and walks and our admission for visiting the farm, is we have supported Quechua Benefit, which is a children's charity in Peru, for 20 years. So 100% of donations from food, beverages, tours, 50% of walks, and 50%, of admission, 50% of tours and 50% of walks automatically get given to Quechua Benefit as our charity. So Quechua Benefit is a children's charity. They give medical service, toothbrushes, clothes, dental service to the Peruvian people. My grandparents also funded Casi Chapa, which is a children's orphanage in Peru. So we give back to Casi Chapa. Part of the way that we do that is through all the women's co-ops that they connect us with. And in addition to that, when COVID started, we were able to send $4,000 to Peru for COVID relief to Quechua benefit through that charity. The next week, I got a call from the SPCA saying that they needed us to rescue a llama. So the llama was going to need quite extensive surgery. And I showed up on the farm with a llama, and my grandpa couldn't breathe after sending that $4,000. So we now split our charity work here on the farm. 50% of it goes to our rescues. We rescued 21 alpacas and llamas last year, and 50% goes to Quechua benefit. So just a little bit of that change, but we do love supporting charity and love supporting Peru. And yes, the last question is if it's a family-run farm. This is my family-run farm. Oh, sorry, this is my family who runs this farm. My grandparents own the farm, Catherine and Jim, and they are very active. They're always around. I've started to help out a lot more and take over the store and the farming aspect of it, but you can always see us. In addition, my 2-year-old son is normally screaming and running around, throwing things in the store. So we are very family oriented. All right, just before I sign off, if there isn't any more questions, I want to show you the blankets. I love our blankets here on the farm. And here are some of them. This one's a really beautiful open knit pattern. We have some more thicker, warmer options, more thin 100% baby alpaca, lovely. And then here's more of our patio picnic blends, 80% alpaca, 20% wool. All right, any other questions? Oh, that's our sock wall too. All right, thank you guys so much. I had such a wonderful time. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for including me.